Sister. And to you brothers and sisters here in the beautiful city of Los Angeles. He had mentioned that I said something about the curse of Ham. Have you ever heard of the curse of Ham? Okay, well, all of the three major religions agree upon the fact that all black people are cursed.
Wow.
And you know why they say we curse? They say because one of our ancestors seen his father's penis, and that's why black people is cursed. This is in the Bible, the Quran, and the Torah. And this is something that black people don't speak about.
Right.
That's some real weird curse to put on my people. You kind of like abusing us sexually over spans of time, and it's all collectively agreed upon. You see? So this is why I wrote the book that I wrote. My book is called Dog Star Hip Hop. And I don't play. The first act of worship is your hand to your mouth with food in it. You heard? Before God became God that you know about, God is bread. That's in all of the traditions. Check. You can hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'm like this. God is bread all the time. Do you know bread is one of the only things that you can just eat with water and sustain a life? You can't just eat bread alone, and you just can't drink water by itself, but together you can do that and live a long life. Do you know that is a miracle? You understand that? So we have something very significant that just happened cosmologically, and this is why I like what the brothers from the 19 Keys and them is doing with those awesome bands that run their head. It's a crown, excuse me. Let's talk about the celestial canopy as a reminder. So you see the sun, the moon, and stars? You see? We are under the auspice and the control of that which is called light code transmissions, as my teacher, Reverend Valentine, instructed me. So you cannot deviate away from your relationship to the celestial canopy. So everything that we do is reminders of the stars, and the stars continue to remind us. So the Dog Star Hip Hop, it comes from my African-American desire to understand African spirituality and make it coherent for me, you see? And they have a tradition where they prepare a grain. It's called a poseed. And that poseed is, there's a food, it's a superfood, it's called fonio. And it's almost like couscous in a sense, but it has far more nutrition than any other grain on the planet. And it's from Mali, it's from Senegal, it's all throughout Africa. So why do you think that our people have a proclivity towards being able, without instrumentation, being able to see the stellar canopy? We're the ones that told the white folks that Sirius star system is the source of deep beginnings. That is our home. That is our womb. That is our celestial womb. And there's an activity going on up there. Right? So 85% of the stars that you see in the sky are actually binary stars. You understand that? The reason why the soul separates into two distinct sexes in this world is because we have one sun. You see? It's not a binary function. You understand? So when you manifest from God, you manifest in linear descent in his image, her image. You understand? You see? So now we have cultural morphology, we call money bread. We here talking about Bitcoin, right? Now, our African ancestors been made up the computer. It's called the Kim Patah. We follow ourselves back to the drum. We can listen through phonetic imprints to tell where we was at. You heard? So when you hear the term ham and they curse ham in my study, in my literature that I've read and I called, the word black is a synonymous to a magical process. All of us are the juju that you be looking for. You understand? And juju ain't nothing but a bunch of quantum possibilities that you factor and that you consider. And you live within the cycle of you considering such. And these things, these trends never change. How many of y'all know somebody that's 100 years old? You do, right? So it's a baby right here. If the 100-year-old person was in this room while the baby was here and we shared a tradition, 9 times out of 10, the baby will have the tradition later on, right? The baby saying, yeah, right? right? Exactly. So 10 people ago is 1,000 years. Why would we be putting in our mind that something is ancient? When we looking at Egypt, 2,000 years ago, that's 20 people.
Fact.
That's a fact.
It's 20 people. How long can we keep an oral tradition?
That's a fact.
You see? So don't be ashamed when they say Africans weren't literary. We didn't need no literature until we figured out around the 18th dynasty that we were going to forget stuff. They got the blueprint. They said, oh, they're going to forget about this stuff. And then you know what the ancestors did? They hid the knowledge within the most unlikeliest places. So now Las Vegas is a goddamn a magic shop. They're dealing with cards. That's vice. That's the mystery. Chance, the mystery, right? But this thing which y'all doing with this cryptocurrency, this ain't nothing but a time loop going right back to where we started. Black money, we made up the concept. Now you remember for years they was talking about the arrows on the back of the dollar bill. The 13 arrows deal with the 13 colonies and the 13, that don't have nothing to do with that. Arrowheads were currency after wartime in Nigeria. Hello? The concept of making bread, God is bread, is in the Quran. Allahu Samad. The word Samad is where you get the word semolina from. How many of y'all eat spaghetti? You know that had some spaghetti before? It's prepared from a grain, semolina. So now, right now, just recently, they just opened up their mouth and told us that they, for the first time, they have been able to see a black hole. This is something me and you've been known about. We intuitively know about it. But right in synergy, when the young man passes, Nipsey, a Leo, and guess where the constellation that renders the black hole? It's in between Virgo and Leo. Now, what is a Virgo? Last time I checked, Jesus had two wives. Both of their names was Mary. One was a virgin, though, huh? Hello? So that is a deep cosmology. Doors open up. So now that they realize that now, oh God, we can see the accretion disk. I wrote a book in the penitentiary 3 years before I came home from the penitentiary, talking about black holes and accretion disks. I put it in a Masonic book to give the less fortunate and the people in the street a purview as to what's really the real dialogue about your blackness. It's metaphysical. You heard? Religion is a tool. It's not a remedy. You understand? It's a depository for the mystery. You understand? And then we extrapolate from that what we need. You feel me? So now, right in synergy with that, what is the name of the black hole? They had to go to people of Hawaiian descent to make the name up. The name is Powehi. P-O-W-E-H-I. Powehi. Interesting, they get it out of a poem that deals with the beginnings from the Hawaiian people's cosmology. And the name of that poem, I will be paraphrasing by telling you, I'm not even going to paraphrase, I'm going to tell you that the suffix root at the end is Po as well. So Po is a very significant term to the Africans of Mali. Po seed, the Po Tolo, the Po seed. So now, Blue says something about a jubilee. Do y'all know that you ain't no adult until you 49? Because you really come from the Sun Star series. You have to wait till it makes a full, that's what the 50 stars in your flag represents. They add one for the decimal. You heard? A jubilee period? Do you understand? Did you see the Pope kissing that black man's feet? Did you see that? From the Sudan.
Yes, sir.
Did you see that Pope like this when the black was trying to kiss his hand? He was like this. Get the same Pope. He was like, no, get off me, get off me. Yeah. It's changing. It's changing. And it's cosmological. You heard? When you really think about it, all you is liquid, blood, and what you call it, electricity that latched on like a parasite to the walls of your mother's uterus. And she nurtured you with nutrition. And from darkness, you came into the light to participate as a light being. So ain't nobody cursed, especially not us. They use philosophy, they use words, they use terms, they use all of these diminutive concepts to try to make you and I feel like we should be lesser than ourselves. You feel me? And then what happens when you make me feel less than myself? I'm gonna start treating people who look like me the same way. You heard? Ain't no goddamn conspiracy about poverty. Niggas ain't no good everywhere they hungry. You don't need a conspiracy for that. Right? So the first act of worship, I could talk y'all all hungry. I'm gonna chill right here and let the brothers and I want to hear from the community, especially this young man. This is one thing I learned when I was young. I seen this before. The minister, when I was in the penitentiary, was an old timer, very knowledgeable. But then a young person came who was far more knowledgeable. You heard? And the minister got out of his way and let him be the minister. You see? And that is what the marathon had to come to. It got to turn into a relay race.
Yeah,
See? You pass batons. Yeah. Because you're going to start looking stupid. Oh.
Yeah.
Sitting up there, old nigga know everything. Right? Yeah. So with that, peace and love, and I appreciate your ear. Your attention is the most valuable thing on the planet.
That's right.
Peace, family. How everybody doing today? Good. What everybody feeling today? Good. I ask that question a lot because what you feel is more accurate of the conversation starter when it deals with mental health and things of that nature. Oftentimes we ask the person, how you doing? A lot of times we answer back, how you doing? Because it don't really make sense. It's not grammatically correct. If I ask you what you feel, I'm asking to you to observe your energy state, to observe your emotions in a moment. And the question is not for me, it's for you to check yourself. Right. I started not lead with that because I had some stuff on my mind before I got up here, some family things that's going on in Atlanta, and I gotta fly out. And when I think about us taking opportunities and being in synchronicity, the reason we're not able to is because we so focused on the problems that we can't deal with the dreams, we can't deal with the opportunities, because we don't have enough energy in the mind in the present to synchronize with the meaning of what these things are and to take full advantage of them. Anybody know what happened in 1995? It was two major events. In 1995, you had the Million Man March. That was one major event. That was a huge paradigm shift. Black men coming together for atonement, showcasing what unity looks like all around the world, taking the pledge, things of that nature, dealing with the problems that persist and working together to create some solutions. There was also the IPO of Netscape on the stock market, and that was the start of the internet, and also the same year when social media was first being founded. The thing about that is, if our parents heard this term internet and they engaged with it, they would have been able to synchronize with that opportunity, take full advantage of it, and be billionaires today just by getting the redandblue.com. Right. Very easily. But it takes energy in the mind to be able to focus on that which is important. See, when a person speaks at any event, I don't expect, especially when it's high level knowledge, for you to take on everything. What you do at each and every event you go to is you remember the information that's best for decision making. So a person may hear the information and you agree with it that it was good for you, went into your subconscious mind as valid information for you to make better decisions for your life, but it doesn't mean that you can verbatim break down exactly what that means. So if a person came to you and asked you something about your faith or your tenets of belief, you understand that, no, I believe in this because when I first heard it, it made sense to me, but you can't break it all the way down. Paradigm shifting deals with your habits. I always say what you do frequently becomes your frequency. So the first time you may listen, you may get absorbed 10% of understanding. Second time, 20. Third time, 30, 50, 60, 100. And then it finally clicks. And it's finally enough to where you can interpret it, understand, break it down, and make different decisions, and you evolve. True evolution is not the Darwin theory bullshit. Evolution is knowledge. So it's the accumulative process of knowledge. So when we look at everything that our ancestors have had to give us, instead of pitting our ancestors against each other, Noble Drew Ali over here, you take the manifestation of each one of those gods and then you accumulate that and you put that into the children to create the next generation to evolve them. Because each one...
So if you go, everybody here has their mobile devices, right? You can go on your OS system, go to your Play Store or iOS store, and download X Wallet. X Wallet. That's our wallet. You can load that on your phone right now. And what I want to do, Brother Blue Pill, can you do that on one of your devices real quick? we're gonna demonstrate this. I'm gonna show you guys how this works.
Here, I'll hold it for you. I'm thirsty. Crypto Plug, 5G, Satoshi 2009. Satoshi 2009.
Yeah, we're gonna demonstrate this.
While he's putting that on there, I think I forgot to tell you guys, if you need a space to meet, or if you need a space to come and work, this is a space for that. I'm sorry, so it's open for you to do what you need to do. We're here 7 days a week.
And we do have some water available, maybe
yeah.
some refreshments.
Yeah, some stuff back there. It's a little bit of stuff back there. I think
Excuse me, Ms. Roberts, what's the website for the spot?
CryptoBlockchainPlug.com. So crypto, then blockchainplug.com. Yes, sir.
And everybody that's in attendance today, please feel free to take pictures and go on your social media and tag it. We want the family in LA and surrounding areas to know that this exists. You feel me? We want to shine a light on the facilities that exist in our communities so we can begin to power them up, spread the word, and get it out there and, just build up value in our communities. Because the babies, you could wow a lot of little ones with this. You feel me? Because they adapt. They're early adapters to the blockchain and techno and coding and things. This is what they do. Even though it may go over our heads, like the brother just said, or the sister just said, they're paying our children to play video games. How many children's in the house right now playing Fortnite? My son is attached to Fortnite, and I'm like, yo, you want to stop spending my money and get some coins? You feel me? So we could come out with our own Fortnite in a few years. You feel me? Like that game was developed on an engine that's available to everybody. I think it was Unreal Engine, right? That's in the public domain. So and they made it free as a download. They disrupted PlayStation's whole business model by offering a free game on a free download, and now people are not buying those $60 and $70 games anymore because here it is, a free download that's integrated into the system of PlayStation took over. So that's called the future. That's what we're working with. All right. Any questions before the Lou takes the phone? Takes the mic. Can everybody give a hand to my brother RASHID in the building, the Kabbalah God? All right. Yes, we're going to be doing some courses with the brother. He deals with Kabbalah, high-level Kabbalah mysticism, but he also deals with the cultural aesthetics of, this culture and how to level up when it comes to many different things dealing with the culture, aesthetic-wise, the arts and the sciences. So we're going to have him come up in a little while as well and give you guys some information. And before we get out of here, we want to pass the microphone around because it would be almost remissive of us if we are not allowing the people who are the most important people in the audience to speak. Because the key to this whole thing is we utilize our names and our faces to draw the true talent out, and that's the people that are in the audience. Because ever so often people don't address who's in the audience, and remember, your network is your net worth. So here it is, all of the worth is showing up, but nobody is speaking to them, so they don't get to speak about who they are. Now, there might be somebody in the audience looking for a photographer. I'm not a photographer. You dig what I'm saying? But if you walk out of here without networking with the photographer, you may have missed out on a chance to build that bridge. So everybody in here, because you're here, right? Just the fact that you was able, we on the same Wi-Fi, we picking up the same signals. So, you know, let's use that example of what we saw our brother do, not just in this city, but around the world. You feel what I'm saying? He made consciousness cool again. So let's take that wave. That wave is riding. Let's jump on that wave with our surfboards and ride it out. A lot of the work that has been done over the years have paid out in this year. It has, you know, a lot of the heavy lifting, there's no more heavy lifting. You could go right on Crenshaw and Slauson and be like to a little jit, yo, you want to be a boss? And they like neighborhood nip. You know what I mean? Like, you can set up a table with some socks. Be like, yo, you can scale that. You know what I'm saying? Just sell these socks for about a year, and you know, we're gonna turn it into CDs. Yeah, we're gonna get a storefront. The concept, in the same way that they sold death to the babies, right? The flip side is we're gonna sell life to them. So this sister just got up here. She's helping us peek into the future with the blockchain. Just briefly, just for the people who want to get the stats right. The blockchain has been identified as the fourth industrial technology to arrive. Do you know what number 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3 was? Number 1 was the PC personal computer. Number 2 was the internet. Number 3 was social media, and the number 4 is blockchain technology. We're not talking about something that's fly by night. So we know everything that was gained in all 3 of those disruptors or all 3 of those technologies. We know the enormous wealth that was gained. Is when each one is represented or introduced, the quote-unquote wealth gap or the wealth margin expands. So what blockchain represents, like she said, not cryptocurrency, not that. Blockchain, the fact that they are going to disrupt all of the industries. Contracts will never be the same because they introduced something called smart contracts. So what people are suffering in the music and the quote-unquote film industry because of these tricky contracts, they disrupting that with smart contracts, okay? The ledger is an open ledger. So the trust issue that people have with organizations always stealing money, and the fact that people are not doing what they say that they're doing with the money, that has been disrupted because the open ledger knows when you remove a penny out of the bank. You feel what I'm saying? So if we become early adapters to it, if we begin to download, if we go online and research it, and the information is, it's not rocket science. If we sit in some of these classes with the owners who have done the heavy lifting, we can prepare ourselves to be ushered into the future comfortably. People are kicking and screaming because they see the future coming and they haven't prepared for it. They was living in the 80s. So that's why they kicking and screaming. They want to bring back the 60s. They want to bring back the past because our people have not been prepared for a better tomorrow. So it's our job to begin to prepare them vision-wise and by adapting, because to be honest with you, this feels like the ancestors has answered some of our callings.
Facts.
That's what it feels like. We have brothers running around saying that they were sovereign for a long time, right? But if you don't have your own coin, if you cannot remove yourself off of the grid and operate as and still function, right?
If you don't have your own bank in your pocket, how are you going to be autonomous without your own financial system and the power in your hand? Like, you walk in the streets making transactions on the spot wherever you at. You dig what I'm saying? This is your whole, like, this is what they have created entire institutional systems to stop this from happening. It's right here, right now, though.
That's right. So
That's correct.
All right, so what I'm going to do is pick a coin, bro. Which one you want?
Get a Bitcoin.
Let's do that. All right, I'm seeing you $2 worth of Bitcoin, just a beat. All right. All right, so we got $2. Okay. We got a choice between the physical card that I showed you or the digital wallet. So brother with blue, tap on that BTC icon right there. All right. Next to it, you click. Okay, never mind. You don't even do it. You do that. So I'm gonna choose X wallet. Done. Check it.
That's the X.
Yep. Back out.
See?
Just that fast. Now check this out.
You laced me on
Check
balling.
this out.
$2. I ain't have it a minute ago. I'm appreciative of every bit and every drip. I got $2 of Bitcoin. You know?
From that wallet that he's showing you, digital wallet, I've done this.
Did it in real time.
I can send Bitcoin from LA to the UK in 5 seconds. Try that with a bank. You cannot do it.
Cannot do it.
You cannot do it.
Cannot do it.
That's the power of this technology, guys. All right? Thank you. Any other questions? Any comments?
What's
Yes.
your website, bro?
btcking.us.
One more time.
btcking.us. That's my website. Yeah. So I appreciate you guys. Any other questions?
That was BCT King.
Beta Taylor Charlie King
Okay. .com.
.us. So D two E's, D-double-E Duncan.
D Duncan. Okay.
Yes. So it's a pleasure to meet everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
I'll save the slide, you guys.
Yes, indeed. Let's give it up for the good brother.
Absolutely. He literally just introduced us to the new money matrix. You know what I'm saying? Not only was our brother Nipsey Hussle advocating for doing for self, going out into the outer world, bringing that energy and that currency back into the community, you know, which desperately needs a infusion of stimulus. You know what I'm saying? This is the same community, like I said, he went from a product of his environment and he turned this environment into his product. You understand? But he said, I'm not going to not reciprocate this energy exchange. I'm going to go out into the world, receive the love and adoration for what this environment made me, right? Combined with who I already am, you know what I'm saying? The vector that he already came to this planet as, you know what I'm saying? Gather all of that energy up and bring it back to his community and then put that energy, that current back into the hood, where we know that there's many other quote-unquote Nipsey Hussles, not him per se, but we're talking about diamonds in the rough. We're talking about coals that just need a little bit of polishing. The pressure's still the same anyway. You understand? So when I found out that the sister had a facility right here in this community, and we have all been imbued with the task of keeping the marathon going, right? The marathon continues. Well, it's easy for me to jump into space and say, well, I can pick it up on the health side of things. You know, that's the bloodline. You know, it's natural. I could even pick it up, you know, on the entertainment and music side of things. But the brother's message that leaves a void that is not being filled or encapsulated so much as his advocacy for cryptocurrency. You know what I'm saying? That's the message that we need to get, the help we need to get right now, but the cryptocurrency is something that we need to get right now. You feel me? While people's attention is still somewhat fresh as to, well, what is this thing and how does it work? So for her to have a facility that's right here in the neighborhood that's educational, informational, in real time, where the babies could come in here, like we said, they're already primed to deal with digital currency because they're doing it via the video game. So they understand these concepts. It's a layup to them. You dig what I'm saying? It's not going to be as hard. If we do a 90-day lookout, the world is going to look different. You know what I'm saying? If this thing started happening like since the brother made transition, the day he made transition, I explained the story of why I have this chain on. I was at Apache nightclub in Atlanta on Sunday, March 31st. Apache nightclub is a world famous venue in Atlanta where artists go, you know, and stars are born on that stage. This was the last night of that function. The cycle was ending, right? That was the second stage that I personally ever performed on in my music career. The first stage was SOBs, which is like next to the Apollo in New York, is one of the most historic stages where artists are born. I had to perform in front of Melly Mel, Africa Bambaataa, Kool Herc, the entire hip hop Illuminati, goddammit, if you will.
Pretty much.
That was the very first time we got on the stage and performed in 2011, but we did it as a team with our brother Black Dot, KT was there, KB, our brother Dice. You know, we performed as a consortium. You know, we had a group that we put together, and we performed on that stage. The second time we hit the stage, we took the act to Atlanta, and we performed at Apache, tore that stage down. I had performed again on that stage when I did an open mic and I came down there. So when I found out that I could vend on the last day, I jumped at the opportunity. So I found myself setting up my spot. I was on my Chef Pablo that day, so I was cooking food. I was bringing the vegan diet into this venue on the last night of them closing when I got the phone call. You know what I'm saying? Yo, did you hear about Nip? What about Nip? He said he got shot. My heart dropped. You know what I'm saying? I looked online, I saw an article, I read the article. It didn't sound too positive, if you will. You know, so I started putting my energy. I put a post up, asked people to pray for Nip. About 20 minutes after that, they hit me up and said that he had made transition. As I get the news that he makes transition and I'm in this somber state thinking about the loss of what could have been, you know, I look up and there's a brother right across from me and he's setting up his table. He's finishing his setup and he's doing jewelry, he's doing glasses, same like I got over here. And he turns around and he looks and he's like, is that Blue Pill? Right? And, you know, I acknowledge him and the first thing that I see is he has this piece of jewelry on his neck, right? And I automatically notice it and it's blue. And I'm like, that's a chrysocolla. And I know what chrysocollas, you know, do for the spirit. They calm you down. It's for when you're in traumatic situations, they balance you out. So I said, brother, how much would it cost for you to make one of those for me? He said, well, I can make you one of these at another time.
Is anybody else any questions about crypto? Yeah. Oh, so a couple of months actually before Nipsey's untimely demise, I wrote a proposal on all of this stuff because what we wanted to do, because I knew what an influence he had on the community, was to come up with hustle coin. And so we wanted to sit down and just really kind of iron out some things because we understood that he could use the coin at his store because it's a store of value, it's like money. But also places like coffee shops and other black entities, along with, there's another coin called Guap coin, which is a black recycled dollar coin. But really get something in young people's hands where they can begin to transact. We want it, you know, for everybody that smokes. We want all the dispensaries to start taking the hustle coin. Just different things because we gotta cater to our folks.
In the Shifters group, so I appreciate you guys for having me. My grandmama always told me to learn to allow your work to speak for you, therefore you never have to open your mouth. This particular year, they don't even know this, I actually gave up motivational speaking because I feel like my work should speak for me. I've written 83 books. I told myself the other day that everything that people would die for me, everything that people would do for me when I die, you can do that for yourself while you live. So I'm not gonna die and wait on nobody to paint no mural of myself. I painted my own murals. I put my own billboards up, and I do that through, you know, around 4 different companies. All the companies, my whole mission is to inspire 1 billion people to speak their dreams into existence. I feel like in my community, this might, you know, offend some people, but we talk too much. We don't execute enough. Too many people run their mouth. You know what I'm saying? When I put my book out for $963.36, a lot of people told me that nobody will buy a book for $900. I sold a whole bunch of them. And the reason why I sold my book for $963.36 is because I don't know one person that'll pay for a book that much and wouldn't read it. But I know a bunch of y'all will pay $10 for a book just to support. I didn't write one book for your support. I wrote the book to change your economics and your bank accounts. I know how to run a business. I know the difference between rich and the difference between wealthy. If you have to physically be there to make money, you're not wealthy. My people taught me how to make money every single month by doing the job one time.
Say that, bro.
If you can get 1 million people to give you $10 a month, how much money is that a month? I got a podcast. It's $9.63 per month. I'm one of the only people that charge for a podcast. I didn't care what other people was doing. I don't put my stuff on iTunes. I don't put my stuff on Google Play. My stuff ain't going on those people's sites. If you choose to, that's up to you. But I don't do that because I'm not gonna wait on somebody to sponsor me when I can sponsor myself. If you believe in the content, I personally don't believe that people appreciate free stuff. If people do not pay for it, they're not gonna pay attention. Hey bro, can you hold my shout out to Demetrius too. He brought me out to Compton to speak to the children, so I appreciate your existence, brother. My brother behind you, can you grab one of the books right there? How y'all feeling tonight though? Hey. Shout out to my brother, Blue Pill, 19 Keys. It's one of my books right here, man. This is one of the 83 books that I've written. I wrote all these. I don't know, do anybody in here know my story of how I got started? I just skipped over that. I was sleeping in the back of my truck in Oakland, California. I was homeless for 36 months, that's 3 years. This was the second book that I wrote when I was in the back of my truck, 7 Steps to Developing a Wealthy Mindset. This book is $199.63. 63 is the number of straight days I slept in my truck. 36 is the number of months that I was homeless. The 9 represents new life. I deaded my old self of selling dope and birthed a new me, which is Billionaire.a. The reason why my name is Billionaire is because it reminds me every single day to speak my dream into existence of inspiring 1 billion people. So I reprogrammed my whole entire mindset and wrote quotes in the back of my truck that like, never spend your present time with a person that you don't have a future with. Because I was spending too much of my time with people that didn't think like me. I went to jail over 15 times before I was 21 years old. Then I wrote the quote, it's okay for your pockets to be broke, just make sure your mind makes sense. And I spelled that C-E-N-C-E-N-T-S. And then I wrote the quote, if you got less money in the bank than you got followers on Instagram, you need to get you a new group of friends. I couldn't imagine Martin Luther King having 1 million people so-called following you. That's our problem, we becoming followers. So when I look at it, I don't even call them followers, I call you leaders. Because people psychologically look at that and you become a follower because that's what people want you to do. So I wrote, shout out to the sister right there that let me borrow her a pen and her paper. I got some notes for y'all. So I'm all about execution. And I took my time when people was talking and I wrote this stuff down. And I want y'all to do this because this is how I've got to the place where I'm at. It's worked for me, so maybe it'll work for you. The first step on being successful is called self-love. I want you to write this down. Every night, I'm the only human on the face of earth that has 12 birthdays in 1 year. I'm the only human. I was born September the 19th. But I started to celebrate my birthday, 19 Keys. Am I lying, bro? No. I have a birthday party on the 19th of every month. I bought myself a cake. I go get a massage. I go get a manicure and a pedicure. It ain't one person in here whose dream is more important. I say this for myself. I don't put none of y'all dreams before mine. I'm not gonna feed none of y'all before I feed myself. I have no problem telling nobody that I'm the most selfish person you ever gonna meet. Because they taught me not to be selfish, but how can you give motivation if you ain't even filled up? I had to focus on me. When I wake up every day, I focus on my own meditation. I focus on building. How can you give love if you don't even have it? The opposite of selfish is selfless. Why would you think less of yourself?
Right.
So I'm supposed to take all my energy and give it to you, and then I'm left with nothing. So what I recommend for you, I pay myself $63.36 on the 19th of every month. How many of y'all pay yourself every single month? It come out of one bank account and go into another one. If you don't, come up with some numbers that mean something to you and pay yourself. Step number 2, my mother was born on the 10th of every single month. We had a dysfunctional relationship. She was not supportive of my dream. I had to forgive her. So I said, Mother's Day is not on May. I do not need a white man to tell me when to celebrate my mama. My mother gets a Mother's Day gift every 10th of the month. And I tell her, Happy Mother's Day. To every mother in here, Happy Mother's Day. Can y'all say that to the ladies? Happy Mother's Day. To all the fathers, can we say Happy Father's Day?
Happy Father's Day.
Anybody who gonna raise your hand if you gonna do some of this? Let's see who's gonna do this. I challenge anybody in here
I do support myself every day, girl.
within 24 hours to buy your mama a Mother's Day gift and send it to her, whether your relationship is good or not. If your mother not living, do it for another mother. Because you wouldn't even have a dream if a woman didn't give birth to it.
Hello.
So for us to wait on somebody to die to get some flowers, why do you wait on them to die when you can get this queen her flowers today? Ma'am, I wanted to donate this book to you because I appreciate what you said.
Young brother,
Yes, ma'am.
when you asked him for that book, I said, oh, I want
You spoke it into existence.
There you go.
You know why I'm gonna tell you one of the reasons why I gave her that book is she said, my brother Red Pill, he stood up here and he said, I love you to, I don't say it, D-E-A-T-H. I'm very careful with my words. You will not hear me ever in the history of your life say the word C-A-N''T. You will never hear me say the word T-R-Y, and you will never hear me say the word B-R-O-K-E unless I'm quoting myself. Like my quote, it's okay for your pockets to be broke, just make sure your mind makes sense. I got another challenge for you. I dare every single one of you, every time you say a negative word or a cuss word, to do 10 push-ups every time you say that. Every time you say I'm B-R-O-K-E, I dare you to give $1 to somebody that you believe in. I bet you stop using those words, because before you can manifest any dream, you got to change your mindset. So instead of me sitting here telling you what not to do or to do, it's like I told myself, for everybody that say a negative word, if you're going to stay broke, at least I'm going to get a healthy body out of you. But we're not going to have two, man. We're not going to have an unhealthy body and a dumb mindset. Like this being broke, man, that stuff is dead for me, man. My dream is to be wealthy. My dream is to be a billionaire, and nobody's gonna stop me for doing that. One of the reasons why I had y'all put y'all hand over your heart is because your greatest wealth truly is your health. When we take these deep breaths, I got a cartoon show that I created, and I tell everybody, we was talking about where Red Pill at? He dipped out.
Red.
No, he good. He was talking about, he passed the microphone to you, and you was the first person. He talked about your gifts, right? And then he passed it to the sister right here, and she talked about her gifts. And it made me think about this cartoon animation that I had created. I told you about this cartoon, right, Keys? Blue, I told you, right? In this cartoon, I turned all of the intangible things into tangible cartoon characters. You know what an intangible is, bro? Like an intangible is like faith, hope, joy.
Something you can't touch.
It's things that you cannot touch. So I said, what if we was children? I'm gonna take you back, bro. I want everybody in here to go back to when they was 3 and when they was 4 and when they was 5. And we turn all intangibles into tangible cartoon characters. So now faith, hope, and joy, they're 3 sisters, bro. They 11, they 12, and they 13. And they all got superpowers. And they all the positive people, they wear these buttons right here. And every morning when I wake up, my name Wealthy. And I tap in, bro. 1, 2, 3, 4. Just so you know, I feel like when Jay-Z named his album 444, that number means God sends archangels out to look after you, bro. That's what that number means. That wasn't a mistake that he did. For people who have bigger missions and higher powers, that's God saying, I got you, go on that mission. That's why you tap in 4 times. So Hope, Faith, and Joy, they got a big brother, his name Big Dreams. He got a problem though, he talk too damn much. He don't execute no dream. Because he's best friends with 2 twins, bro, named Trials and Tribulations. He continues to run into them. And then we got one brother, his name is Spirit. Spirit is in a wheelchair. He's a dancer though. Hope, Faith, and Joy. Hope is a songwriter. Faith and Joy, they're singers, bro. So now watch this. Let me show you the power of negative people. If Hope is the songwriter and Faith and Joy are the singers, a negative person came and stole, you're gonna be Hope, okay? Somebody came and stole your button right here. So you can no longer tap into your dream and write music for these 2 people. So now they singing old songs that y'all don't want to hear no more. The negative people, even though they still positive, that negativity is rubbing off on her. Bro, this ain't no cartoon, it's real life. So there's a scene where, so it's 9 positive people. There's a character I created called Spirit. He comes from my t-shirt, God's on my team, who's on yours. And then I have another character, his name is Wisdom, and Wisdom is the youngest one. He's 8 years old, so it'll be like the little child right here. So that's Wisdom. So this the little child that's running, and this child's superpower is to be a business owner. Everyone else is an actor or a singer or a dancer. So this little child is running around saying, y'all crazy, man. Y'all out here running around attempting to get followers. Y'all need to get y'all mindset right. And then we like looking at the child like, oh man, we don't want to hear that. Y'all let the Staples Center performing y'all songs, or y'all let the Oscar winning awards for stuff that they don't even look like you. The little child's like on the child right here, she outside selling her lemonade though. She running her business. We going to perform at the Staples Center. She asking, did y'all read the contracts? But nobody want to listen to her because she 8. So there's a scene where, it's the most important part, and going back to why I asked you about your gift, I started with you, so pay attention to this, right? So we go to the Staples Center to perform. It's 44,444 people that's up there performing. That's in the audience, not performing. 9 positive people on the stage. Faith is a singer. Joy is a singer. Hope is a songwriter. Big Dream is a rapper. Wealthy is me, I'm the motivational speaker. So we all performing, and then Spirit, he's in a wheelchair. He's been paralyzed his whole life. He cannot walk. The only time he can walk is when he 1, 2, 3, 4. He taps into his dream, he comes up out of the wheelchair and he dances just like Chris Brown. He's dancing like a person who cannot really walk. He tapped in 4 times. He's in the zone. He cannot stop dancing. He's flipping all over the stage. And so Faith is singing the song, You Can Never Have Too Much Faith. And in the song it goes, tell me, where does the heart go? When it knows no love, when you fall down and you call out, but no one shows up. Wouldn't hurt for some sunshine, but the rain that pours. So when he finishes dancing, he gets ready to tap back out, to go back to the wheelchair. So he goes 1, 2, 3, and on the fourth, before he could tap out the next time, to hit the 4th time, Faith grabs his arm. And she says, Spirit, if the only time you can walk and dance is when you tapped in, why do you ever tap out?
Man.
Bro, you don't need no fucking thing to tap into your dream, bro. That's in you. But we've been oppressed so bad to that button. I had to create a cartoon that was real life. All the positive people black. All the negative people white in the cartoon. And people had the audacity to come to me and ask me, for the sake of their, what is the word? To make them feel good. To change the characters and make them be of different race. And I'm not doing this just for you, I did this for me. And I said, let me break this down for you. And some of y'all might know these people because they known in this city. I have a friend named Wendy Vaughn. She's a real songwriter. She has Crohn's disease and cancer. She lives off Manchester. She's really faith. She's really black. I have a little cousin who got killed when she was 7. Her dream was to grow up and be a singer, but she never got to live her dream. She is joy. I have a brother who wants to be a rapper, and all he do is talk. That's all he do is talk, but he never execute nothing. So for a white person to come and say, change this is my real life.
I ain't lying.
And the last time I looked around, it was just me and them. Wendy edited all 83 of my books. I'll be doing her a disservice, man, to tell a lie and make it appear to be somebody that is not. So stay true to what you believe in, man. When you stay independent and you have that mindset of having a free mindset, you can. The reason why I preach on independence is because not for the money, man, it's for the freedom. I can stand right here and say whatever I want to say, and I don't care how nobody feels, because at the end of the day, my business it revolves around how hard I go to work, how hard me and my team go to work. I'm not up here to sell nobody nothing. That's why I don't mind giving the book away. I got a mentor named Walter Hill that taught me, he taught me business, things that I didn't know. Like for example, if you bought something for, let me see, I'll give you an example. We bought this purse right here. No offense to the purse, but who purse it is? Let's say we paid $5 for this purse. I'm just giving you an example. What's the minimum that we should mark that purse up? Give it to me in percentage.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
We won't go one at a time. Raise your hand. I just want 3 people.
300.
My man, what you say? 100%. 100%. Anybody else? Anybody else? 1,000. First and foremost, nobody's in here is wrong. But 100. But it's not. It's there's a rule of thumb in business that the minimum that you should mark up anything is 300%. My man, you was right. And sister, if it was your purse, I cannot tell you how much to sell your purse for. But my good brother, I love you and I appreciate your existence. I love you to life. But the reason why I don't want you to mark your stuff up 100% is, brother, you got gas to pay for. You got insurance to pay for. You got to feed yourself. You have to employ yourself at your own company. I know it sounds crazy because we wasn't taught this. You got to create a company and still pay you too. You got to pay the light bills. So if we paid $5 for it, 100% was $10, bro. $1 went to gas. $1 went to these lights. You feel the AC blowing? Somebody had to pay for that. Bro, you almost tapped out. You wondering why you sold $1 million, but you still broke. What if I told you the book cost me 10 and I sold it for 200? I'm giving you free game, bro.
I'm taking it in.
I'm giving you free game. What if I told you a marketing strategy that, what if I told you the first 63 people that pre-ordered every book, I put your first name, last name, city, and state in the book and my line keys? What's 63 times 200, bro? Take it slow. 63 times 100. It's all good. Somebody help him out. We're a team, right? 6,000. Now double that. Like Nipsey said.
Double up.
We in the 12,000, bro. Congratulations, bro. That's called OPM. I hadn't even made a book yet. That's called How to Use Other People's Money on How to Get Rich. I'm giving you the game, bro. Should I go slower? Don't just put your focus on the book. We do this with everything. That book right there, very successful. When the new book comes out, I'm not stealing no money from that baby to feed this baby. That baby gonna eat its own, it's gonna feed itself. We're gonna do pre-orders. You got a t-shirt coming out, pre-order it. What numbers you like? My favorite number is 63. 63 straight days in the car, so every single time I drop a product, first 63 people that get it, you get a free gift. I ain't even put no product out yet. Y'all so instant into this thing called instant gratification that you liking things that don't even exist. Once we collect the money, we go downtown, right, Red? We manufacture the product with your money, and we send you the merchandise. On time. I don't have to get this. That's why my book is what it costs. Because it's knowledge that if I give you that book, oh, this shit cute. No, this stuff more than cute. I cussed 2 times, so I'm gonna do 20 push-ups. Did I cover everything I needed to cover? We good.
I have 2 things for you to say something.
Go ahead, my good sister. I appreciate you existing, but are you a mother?
I am a mother.
Can we tell this beautiful lady right here, Happy Mother's Day on 4? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Happy Mother's Day.
Now go ahead, good
Thank you
sister.
very much.
We
And
appreciate your existence.
And I also want to reiterate that I'm a mother of an entrepreneur. He's 7 years old and he has a recycling business. So I just want to say that again. Number 1, I wanted to say that something that I teach my clients is to build a system that works for you, don't work for the system. And that's something that you said. You said that, you need to pay yourself. So that's something that business owners need to know. Second of all, I wanted to ask you a question. Why was Spirit born paralyzed?
In real life, Spirit was my mother. My mother got hit by a drunk driver and she was told she would never walk again. So I wrote in one of my books are quote based. So I speak in the form of quote. So I wrote a quote that says, my mama had screws in her leg, like Superman had in his head. Doctor said she'll never walk again. I told the woman, close your eyes, use your mind. I taught my mama how to glide. So she really had screws in her leg and she was really told she would never walk. So when I talk about the epitome of understanding the value of your mind and speaking things into existence, for those of y'all that don't believe in that, you should just leave. Because that's how serious I am about this. Everything that I live, Blue know it. Like I walked in our house the other day and I said, hey bro, Keys, I just got towels. saying? Did we get a mural and we manifested it with your help?
Like that.
You got me on the sea moss. You got me, you know what I'm saying, to speaking into it. I did stop drinking. You know, not that I was drinking like that, but you know what I'm saying. I did take note of what Nipsey Hussle's mother said. You know what I'm saying. Give up the alcohol.
Are you going vegan?
We gonna
talk about it. We're gonna talk about it.
Let me get one. I ain't gonna lie in front of the people. My brother right here, I've been knowing you for a minute, man. So I love you to life, bro. And I knew our energies was gonna bring us together. My good brother right here, I just met you. I don't know you, but if you up here, you definitely shifting. I appreciate your existence, man. And I say that to say, going back to my quote, never spend your present time with people you don't have a future with. The reason why I say that is because, man, I will show you your future if you show me your 5 best friends. If you are the smartest person in that group, something's wrong, man. I gave y'all tangible things, and these people gave you very tangible things that you can implement into your life. And all of us might have got up here and said similar things, but everybody don't take everything. Y'all might don't like what I said, but you might like how he said it. Take this energy, man, and go create y'all a business for y'all children, man. If y'all want to see black people stop getting killed, go own you some land. Go own you some businesses. I guarantee you, when Trump cut the food stamps off, who did that really affect?
His people, his white people.
And black people.
Oh yeah, well, black people.
Basically what I'm saying is this. If you own grocery stores and somebody killed your child, you wouldn't cut their supply off? So it's easy to cut our stuff off because we don't own them. Your daddy is to work at the post office. It's a replaceable job, basically what I'm saying. Anybody can do that. No offense to anybody that worked there, but it's just true. You got to get some ownership. That's why this stuff that we talking about, it's people up here jeopardizing their lives, man, just to see their people live. See, I sit at the white table and the black table. So that means I don't just comprehend what black people talking about. I comprehend why they want to keep gang banging going.
That's right.
So you cannot be ignorant and just say, oh, I'm just positive. Just because you positive, people die too.
That's right.
You just died positive. It's true though. So I gotta sit you gotta sit and understand why are people so hard on black people? Because it's a $1 trillion industry to put me in jail.
That's right.
You gotta know this.
Yeah.
So you gotta know how can we make it right, but how can we make an agreement between two parties so that my people can be free and that child can grow up and live her dream without dealing with racism. That's what I'm fighting for. That's why my books, I don't care nothing about no $200, man. That's just to make you start a business. So I'm done. I appreciate you. I got 2 books left. If you want to read them, you can tap in. I don't bring too many, man. So if anybody's serious about their business, I only got 2 left. Those are $199.63. You can tap in. Whether you support anybody in here or not, I do recommend go support these people's businesses, man, because these people do. I don't got no side job. My brother don't got no side job. Blue and red pill. I don't act on the side. I don't model on the side. This is what I'm doing. Like, I'm just being honest. I appreciate all y'all, and I just wanted to tell y'all why y'all was living. I love y'all, man, and everybody that's stood up to show their dreams.
I just wanted to say, first of all, that was amazing, my good brother. And it's not about what, for me, and you can take this key, you know what I mean, and unlock it yourself. But it's not about when you listen to people what they say, but listen to how they think. And one thing that I tell my brother, you know what I mean, as I observe my brother, he never was a motivational speaker. He more of a metaphysical speaker and giving you the laws of how you manifest. It's just that word motivation was easier for people to take and easier to put on an invoice and bill people for companies and stuff like that. But as I observe my brother and I observe all of them, I'm able to see exactly which law that each person tap into, you know. And one thing that people don't know how to do is talk about their own dreams and get other people to be enthusiasts for their dreams themselves. That works with the law of affirmation. That works with the law of confidence. That works with the law of concentration. That works with all of these different laws. But most people only know the law of attraction. But that's only one law. That's not the Constitution. The Constitution is being able to tap into that master consciousness is what all these brothers up here do. is to be able to even pull that creative capacity to be able to have goals and implement them as soon as you think of them. So once you get that view and you listen to people, you be like, oh, he tapped into that law to do that thing. And so when I listen and I hear all of them, all I hear is those laws that they tapping into the universe that aligns, that allows them to do what they want. But if you hang on to those words, then you miss those laws. Because if you learn the way a person thinks, then you no longer need them. But if you don't know how they think, then you can't develop their pattern of thinking, which means you can't get their results. My brother keeps this shit exciting. And that's one thing I know, is when you wake up in the morning, the only thing on your mind is that goal. You know what I'm talking about? So, my good brothers, and everybody here, I hope you all raise your frequency, tap in, you understand me, and develop a new pattern of thinking, because we need that in order for us to manifest in the world.
No doubt. Give that man a hand, please. So, this is what we're going to do while we wrap this up. As we know, this is a pop-up, and we done popped up. So, there's merch in the building. I have clothing. Kings County is the label, it's the brand. You know,
I'll buy one.
We all about wearing our own logos, our own iconography. We're about, you know, wearing our own brands. You know, everybody knows who Polo Ralph Lauren is. He doesn't need my help. You feel me? So we encourage the family to support your clothing. Brother Blue Pill got the jewelry. You know what I mean? It just don't look good, but it is good. The copper is a conduit of energy and electricity. Helps with arthritis and blood flow and things of that nature. He got the sacred crystals, the sacred stones. Our brother 19 Keys, he has the crowns on deck. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody that gets a crown, he gets to crown you. If there's a crowning ceremony, he has keys for sale, pins for sale. Like I said, it ain't about how you know, we gotta not just walk the walk and talk it, we gotta also look it. You know what I mean? My brother Billionaire, he has his merch, he has his books and whatnot, and even our people here at the Crypto Blockchain Plug, they have merchandise, they have t-shirts, so you could begin to wear their t-shirts and start conversations. And one more other thing, so many beautiful people here. I want to make sure we capture this moment. So before we all leave, 19, don't even go down the stairs. Send them upstairs before anybody leaves. I'm just asking, could we all take a group picture so we can have this in our memory and our time, and when we shoot out the information on the email list, we'll send you the group shot with everybody that we took tonight, so you'll all be able to remember how we all came together, because we may never see each other again. You know what I mean? That's just the you know, that's the truth. That's how it goes. So, love and light to everybody. Thank y'all for coming through. And like I said, we will be doing this more often. Look out for us. There's no such thing as distance. I don't care if we lived in Alaska. We gonna come back and we gonna do this work. All right? Love and light. Peace. So we can all come up here and have the photographer just rock right there and catch us all. You know, I know it's kind of tight and
wasn't a rapper. A rapper is something that encapsulates something else, and then you take it and throw it away. Right. We see rappers in the garbage on the ground all the time. Right. A rapper, you take that and you throw it away. He wasn't a rapper. He was a contributor. Right. He was a brother. He was here for a purpose. He was here trading. When you talk about blockchain, you talk about trade. He was here trading, meaning we're not here just taking, or we shouldn't be. It should be a trade. You see, the trees give us oxygen, and we give the trees our carbon. It's a trade. When you want to purchase something, you give your promissory note. They give you the product. It's a trade. Right? Our energy is a trade. But what are we giving back for having this energy? Sustaining. What are we doing? The new opportunity window. The focus. The listening. The application. The other brother, please tell me your name again, brother.
Rashid.
Rashid, brother Rashid. Talked about the serious stuff. When I first came in to knowledge and information, I learned about the doggone tribe in Africa. Talk about all that other stuff later. I don't want to monopolize the time. I know most of you know my face as an actor. Much more. But what I want to say to you is not to impress you, but to impress upon you. Your history is not yet fully written. You still have work to do. Does that make sense, yes or yes?
Yeah. Correct. Yes, yes.
So we're going to talk to each other, but not only are we going to talk to each other, but we're gonna go together so we can grow together and then glow together. So right now we have the opportunity to listen about blockchain. I wanted to tell you about it because I'm very, very familiar. I've been studying for over 10 years. I've already applied. One of the things that I want to tell you, they will tell you, stay away from it. This is what I'm going to tell you. Move towards it when they're telling you to stay away from it.
That's what Bobby taught us.
And when everybody jumps in, that's when you want to be cautious. So when they're telling you don't pay attention, run towards it. And when everybody is there, be cautious about what's getting ready to happen. We make millions of dollars with it. There was a time it dropped off. Remember when it was introduced originally, most people didn't know about it. But those people, like the people in Northern California, when they talked about the internet, think about it, enter. The net is something that you capture with. So now that they're using the internet to encapsulate or capture everybody, there are those people who use it to their own demise. They're scrolling all day long, creating cognitive dissonance within themselves, and wonder why they can't sleep at night. Because everything that you took on in the day, when you call yourself attempting to rest, can't, because now your mind has to process everything that you took in. Right? And then what happens? We're deletion creatures. Everything you hear, you'll forget 7 days later if you didn't go back and write it down, if you didn't go back and assess it, if you didn't go back and remove the things that you don't need and only keep and apply the things that you do. So we're living in a day and a time. We're talking about this movement, this change, this cacophony that's happening. We use the phrase, the marathon continues. I love what you said, pass the baton. Right? We hear the old African adage, if you want to run fast, run alone. If you want to run far, run together. It's a marathon. The baton is used to pass on. So when you get tired, the other person that was doing the work is there for you. It's like being here. I'm thankful to you and for you, the shifters, the pills, everybody who's speaking. You know what they can say? You have 2 ears so you can listen 2 times more than you speak. Right? So when we stand, let's stand firm and rooted in taking action in the now. We don't talk about tomorrow. Again, that's procrastination, right? All we have is right now. And what I implore you to do, again, I'm not here to impress you, but to impress upon you. Take action. And I'll show you what I mean. People say knowledge is power. Stop. We're only repeating what we hear, what we've been taught. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is only potential power. You got to use the knowledge in order for it to become powerful. Because once you know K-N-O-W, you got to jump off that L-E-D-G-E. Once you know, you got to jump. That's taking action. Does that make sense? You have to move.
Yes, sir.
Make calculated decisions. Listen, learn, but take action. In closing, when we were investing $8 a day in cryptocurrencies, you probably know that, $8 a day, cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin shot up. Ethereum shot up. Litecoin shot up. Gas was introduced. Right? Neo was introduced. Everything was moving. People started talking about coin cap. They broke coin cap, right? I mean, not coin cap, Coinbase.
Coinbase.
So many people were coming in and crashed it. They had to build the technology. It was build it. And the whole world, and all of a sudden, Bitcoin was on the news. And then what did they do? They crashed it. Because they made all of it. Not all of it, but they made a great deal of money. We all did. Beautiful. Beautiful. But watch this. The Chase Morgan Bank,
Come on, bro.
the Morgans, they told you cryptocurrency would never happen. It's bad. We're not touching it. So those people who actually moved into the market that owned the currency couldn't what? Couldn't get their money. People said, I don't want to deal with this. They did what? They shook the trees. So all the people who invested was like, oh, I'm not doing this. I can't get my money. They didn't want to touch it. As the Morgans did what?
They invested their own coin.
Called crypto. So that's what they'll do. They'll tell you to stay away from it while they develop, while they monetize it. And then they'll come back and give it to you, and you're going to have to get it anyway. That's why you shouldn't procrastinate. We're going to have to deal with this anyway. So what you're dealing with is the future now. So when we talk about promissory notes, and people go, well, it's not backed by anything. It is. It's backed by our need to trade. You saw what they did with Haiti. They hurt them because they could not what? Trade. Independent states said, we're not going to be your slaves. Oh, really? Hurt them by what? Not trading. And now what are they doing? Created technology, created the earthquakes, shook up Haiti, said, let's go out there, let's help them. Let's question that. Sent the military out, they took the land, got the ports, now they're trading. Why? The boats are coming in. But do you know there's a great deal of Haiti that the Haitians can't even go to now because our military never left there? Did you know that? Mm-hmm. We never left because we went to take the land. That's what it was for anyway. So what they're saying to you, what I'm saying to you, what we're collectively doing that we individually have to make happen so we can collectively come back together again. And this is what Nipsey was talking about. It's very simple. We listen to learn, to activate, to create abundance, to trade amongst each other so we can have a foundation to move forward. Because if each one teach one, then maybe we can reach one. And when you reach it and you utilize what you have, then you can do something about it. You no longer have to ask them for anything. I was told by someone yesterday that it's important to know what you want and then be willing to do whatever it takes moving forward, no matter what, removing the fear. You heard that before, false evidence that appears real, or forget others creating unnecessary stress. And receive the information and allow it to be cultivated and allow it to grow into you, because there are seeds that need to grow. Your actions every day, as 19 Keys said, becomes a momentum. The reason that some of us don't know what to do tomorrow is because we've been in that negative momentum that does not represent our end result that we say we desire. But because you're in a state of consciousness where the momentum is going in the opposite direction because you've been doing the same things day in and day out. So you got that opposite momentum going on right now. You got to stop. Sometimes you got to stop where you are and allow everything to keep moving past you. It's okay to stop. It's okay, like you said, turn off the porn. Stop eating the bad food. Because what it's doing is grabbing you and it's holding you and locking you. I get offered more things than you can imagine being a known person. Being a person that they know other people will follow. Your no is just as strong as your yes, and sometimes stronger. So be men and women of consciousness. The last thing I wanted to say in closing is we have this thing where we're saying we're woke. We're woke. We got to be careful with that. Because remember, even when we're awake, we're dealing with our conscious and our subconscious. So when you say woke, what do you mean? Because even when we're awake, we have to find out where we're operating from. Are we operating from our consciousness or our subconsciousness? Because everything that activates us for two reasons, for pleasure or for pain. And we'll do anything to avoid pain and gain pleasure. But what happens when you're up against those two? And it's two pain. Well, you'll choose the lesser pain because that's more pleasurable. So invite yourself, allow yourselves to read, to study, and to remove fear. Allow yourselves to be activated. Go down that rabbit hole. See what's down there. And understand on the other side of your fear, on the other side of what we've been told for so long, maybe the light that you're looking for, that you need, that you desire. Desire comes from somebody in the room, please correct me if I'm wrong. From the Latin, which means from of the Father. So if we have a desire that comes from of the Father, that means it's there for us. Because it wouldn't be inside of us. We have a desire to become more of who we really are. And if we allow ourselves to do that, then we can unfold. Don't just listen and not be. It's okay to do, but remember, you're a human being. Be who you really are. And allow those manifestations to unfold. And be patient as well. Be patient. Because again, with this internet that they're using, again, enter the net. People are going in and have no idea what they're doing with this. They're just using it. And again, that cognitive dissonance is what's happening to them. So allow yourselves to connect and disconnect when necessary. Peace and blessings.
All right.
Brother Red?
Yeah.
How y'all doing?
Good. Shout out to the brother Red here.
Yeah.
What's happening, Red?
You know what I'm brother? Billionaire PA showed up.
All right. By show of hands, how many people filled out this sheet here? All right. If you did not, I would definitely encourage you to do such. We want everybody's information. We're not the police. I'm talking about. We just want to stay in touch with you, and we want to keep you updated about what it is that's being done out here. All right. With my brother, where's Mr. Milton at?
Right here.
Give my brother a round of applause, please, out of New York. My good brother Jamal Milton. I gotta give honors to the people when they're here. You know what I'm saying? Let them know where they can find you online, real quick.
Facebook.com, Jamal Milton, or you can reach me at thelighthousemovement.com. Thelighthousemovement.com. Don't forget
Brother. And you on
early in the mornings, right?
Yeah, 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Every morning, 9 a.m. Monday through Friday. We give you a little hour, teaching on African spirituality and sacred science.
That's 6 a.m. out here.
Yeah, that's 6 a.m. out here.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, so why you get dressed? Is that
exactly.
Absolutely.
The Sativa and Seymour show, right? But he's on Facebook. He has a movement called Lighthouse. He's also an artist. He's doing major things. I also have another brother in the house, Brother Jason Elm Street. All right? Give a shout out. Let him know where they can find you, King.
That's right. You can find me, type me on YouTube, Jason Elm Street Williams, Google, Facebook, Jason Elm Street Williams, or you can type in on YouTube, 2012 Stargate Africa, and you'll see me inside the pyramids with Brother Ashwa Kwesi, and you'll see me with my brothers Blue Pill and Red Pill in New York and all that.
No doubt.
Much love.
So, this is what I want to do. I don't have that much time up here. I got to set the stage for my brother Billionaire PA to close it out. Because Billionaire PA is about them billies. This brother has billboards across Los Angeles. And he ain't had to sell drugs like Big Meech to get one. You know what I'm talking about? Get that man a round of applause. He's a motivational speaker. Huh? Murals for the living. What hurt me the most in this whole situation with our good brother Saint Nip, that's the new name for Nipsey, right? Neighborhood. No, he's a saint, dead ass. Is the fact that so many people were comfortable saying, you know what? I knew about him, but I really didn't take time to check him out. You know what I'm talking about? I was rocking with Little Pump in them. Or I was listening to Big Soldier. No, I'm dead ass. I was paying attention to what the teenagers was doing. What the little and youngs was doing. I was caught up in Tekashi. I didn't have enough time to listen to Racks in the Middle. The whole year.
He was on his marathon, he was caught up in Tekashi.
What did Brother Darren say about focus? What's the acronym again?
Follow one course until successful, or forget others creating unnecessary stress.
Forget others creating unnecessary stress. The distractors. The ones who are going to rob you of your wealth. The ones who are going to rob you of everything that's important. What is your time? What did Nip show you? Did they get up there and do the 1-2 thing and talk about how many cars he had? Or the 5 Cubans? Huh? They talked about the moves that he made. They talked about the impact that he had in society and people's hearts and minds. But they also showed you that time is limited. Because they showed you somebody who fell in mid-flight. Like the flight in Ethiopia. Don't worry about it. We're going to go in another time. We don't got enough time. But the same way that that flight that was taken off in Ethiopia, how many months ago, right before he died, it nosedived. The minute it was taken off, it was destined to be high in the sky. And then it fell to the ground and everybody died on board. I think it was 127 perished. This brother was finna take off. And then his plane crashed, right? So you're like, damn. If he only had more time. If he only was able to finish the album with Meek. If he was only able to do the next album and whatnot. If he only was able to finish the documentary on Sabi. So what is that showing people in the audience that are like, you know what? I'm gonna rock with this. I'm gonna eat better, but maybe next week when I get my check. I'm gonna support this brother over here who got an idea and whatnot. But you know, I'm gonna do it when I get my mind right, when my money get right. Your money always right, cause you the money. What you talking about? You was able to manifest that 20 to get that goddamn moon rock. You was low on the petrol, and you was able to garner up a few dollars for some sit. But you talking about you don't have no energy for somebody else who's offering you something that is quote unquote a value. How dare us? The arrogance that has become us. You dig what I'm saying? The poverty-minded consciousness that has somewhat gripped our people to whereas it ain't about nobody else but us. One of the reasons why Nip was so impactful is because He did something that nobody could do. They say that we die every beat, right? But we don't lose our messiahs every day. And we don't cry every day. Remember, there's a laundry list of dead rappers. I ain't shed one tear. My tear ducts is on permanent standby. You know what I'm talking about? My shit is on strike. I can't cry. I cried many moons ago, and I'm all cried out. And Nip was able to touch the emotional place that has been stagnant for a lot of people. They talk about decalcified pineal glands. Well, niggas got decalcified tear ducts.
Check it.
Because we become desensitized. We become desensitized to death. So even when the big homies in them is getting dying in their sleep, or they getting knocked off and all of that, we don't got no pain for them.
Teach.
Sister Ajna taught me that the deities respond to salt.
Come on.
You want to feed the ancestors, feed them salt. What's salt? Salt is tears.
Yes.
Salt is sweat.
Yes.
Salt is blood. That's the activating principle. If you want to feed Saint Nip, right? Put him on the altar, you put the blue candle on the altar, you talk to that man. He got martyred, but our people pushed him, like AA and 19 pointed out, into a black hole. That's him. Don't fall for anything that NASA are trying to sell you. Okay? They'll never tell you the truth. They'll tell you the truth 100 years later when they know that it don't matter anymore because they already checkmated you. Our people, his mama gave you the rules. His mama told you what it is. Don't listen to no conspiracy theorists. Astaghfirullah. How dare y'all pay attention to anybody that's talking about that man but his family and people who is close to him.
Come on.
I didn't see near one of the conspiracy theorists at the funeral, let's be clear. I didn't see near one of them in the march with the red and the blue, let's be clear. I didn't see them with the family. So how the hell are they his friends? They wasn't with the team. We was with the family. We was around. We didn't see none of them. So I'm not listening to nobody. Because your mama knows what's going down. And if she got up there and she was calm, what the hell are you scared about?
Right.
Niggas talking about, oh, we don't want to do the Dr. Sadie documentary because we might get knocked off. And then convince us to walk into McDonald's and get knocked off.
Shut up. That's my man.
How does that work? How does that work? How you gonna justify telling me I shouldn't talk about a documentary about somebody that you're speculating the government killed because you don't know what they did, and then you have the audacity to say in a place that's a killing field. Some people don't got enough neck to put all of the dead homies on their neck.
Shut up.
And you mean to tell me in the midst of the black gods and goddesses rising up in what they call the information age that we shouldn't speak about somebody who is doing things that has completely changed the atmosphere and just the minds of our people, that you scared for us to talk about it? Come on, fam. They got you. You done. You might as well lay down. You're not built for this. He showed you something. If you don't die on your feet and you die on your knees, you will be forgotten of by tomorrow. I seen it happen online.
Yeah.
I seen it happen online. The memorials last not as long as your Twitter feed. That shit is on a scroll, yo. R.I.P. hands, R.I.P. hands. Yo, guess what Nene said to Portia?
Shut up.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That shit takes over the trend. Microwavable bodies. Because they say in the spirit realm, it's based off of what you stand for and what you do in your existence here. We are finite beings. I hate to break the bad news to you. You know what I'm saying? We're finite. So why are we living in fear? There's nothing to fear. His mama said that. And they completely switched the whole mentality of what this whole thing is about. So what did she say? She said, go to the Korat Center. She said, become vegans. She said, Nip said, burn some sage before, burn your whiz down, smudge her. Tell her, I'm not judging you, I'm just smudging you. And
Shut up.
and she can't take the smudging. I'm not loving you. Because you got some creepy crawlers. You know what I'm talking about? They got some shit going on inside of you.
Yeah.
That's what the smudge do. You got some shitty cuz in your DNA. You couldn't smudge shitty cuz. He's moving all kind of ways.
Everybody got that cousin who used to have the shit stains, right?
Yeah.
That shitty cousin.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's him.
Right?
He grew up to be a hater.
And Rashid mother told us the only bad thing that happens today is
That's right.
shitty cousin.
That's right.
They acting something different. They not different.
That's right.
Mama energy. If nothing is showing you what time it is, it's the rise of not just black girl magic, because that's an ambiguous term. It's mama energy, the great mama, right? The fact that y'all heard something that you never heard in your life, or you have not heard in a very long time. And that's that ancient prayer wisdom. She was given it, she was healing.
I'm on 100%. Red and blue, purple like Prince. Red and blue, purple the Benz. Change up the circle of friends. The nether circle the twins. 75 ever.
That is a fact. It's people who crawled out of their grave and jumped on this story for the clout. Facts. Leave them in their grave. How dare you use that man to climb out of your little shallow grave when we been buried you and told you get up out of here? No. His mama told you what it is. Follow the rules, follow the tenets that he left behind. He left you 10 commandments. Get on board with that. He made green drinks and he brought them to grandma to keep her sustained, so she's the rock of the family, so she could be here. You can't just say that you love your grandma. Bring her green juice. Put on the Puma jet. Film it, you know what I mean? Put in your videos. Let her see your glow up. Celebrate her, not just in words, but in your actions. I'm sure that every time that she drank that green drink, she was like, this man loves me. As bitter as this green drink may taste, this guy loves me because he cares about my health. So I'm saying all of this because I don't want to leave here. I don't want to go back to New York City. And the brothers and sisters, y'all got blessed with all of the gems that you need to sustain you to ascend into 2020 beyond. He left behind. This is the city of this place, the city of Los Angeles. There's a gold rush taking place right now. He done left you mad gems. Because remember, the messiahs don't die. They multiply. So whoever killed them, that's why I say whoever killed them, I don't care who killed them. Because whatever intentions that they had, when they killed them, it backfired on them. It didn't work.
Right.
Okay? They started something that they cannot stop. These Europeans don't fall for it. They scared to death. They are terrified to the core. I was in the Staples Center looking at the po-po. You know what I'm talking about? They seeing the red and the blue walking together. They seeing the Bloods and the Crips. They was in there, you know what I'm saying? Sizing each other up. Like, what up, cuz? What up, blood? Like, I'm seeing hugs and everything. History was being made. But there was one situation in the beginning before everybody filled out the seats. We was on the floor. So all around us is people sitting in the bleachers and whatnot. We were on the floor where LeBron played. We was in the Staples Center. So we was on a basketball court sitting there. They almost had a scuffle break out. People were scattering. Oh my goodness, da, 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 da. It lasted for about 5 seconds, right? It shook my core for about 5 hours. Because I saw two realities. I saw how this shit will look when we pop off and when we not unified. And then later on that whole day, I saw the power of unity. I was shook into my core, not in fear, but to think about what the future holds, because I saw something. I was a part of history. Do you know the power in that building? Do you know the power along them 25 miles? When we saw the army that we knew that we had beginning to come into realization of who they were. And they big homies was right there the whole time backing them up. The NOI and the FOI. They showed them what unity, organization, and discipline look like. You don't gotta look far. That's what the gang members was like, yo, if we could cut the corners and whatnot, like, look at the dudes with the papers and the bean pies. They a real army. We didn't know that they got down like this. I'm talking about they was doing more than directing traffic. They had that whole shit on lock. Salute to them. Salute to them for showing us that we do have an army. Salute to them for showing us that we do have brothers brothers and sisters who are not living in their quote-unquote lower self, and we not niggas. So Nip went from a nigger to a naga to a negus. Remember, he's a Coptic Christos, Christ-like figure. Go and read the Karas Nagast. Understand, in 2019, at the end of, in the Jubilee year, at the end of what AA smashed and told you it's not really true, but they said that we got the curse. And collectively we agree that niggas is walking around acting cursed like. So at the book end of this, of 1619 to 2019, on the book end of that, you see a Messiah rise up amongst you. You did not realize he was one, and that's cool. It's not necessarily for you to see that. You only are going to recognize who is amongst you when they leave. So this is not about life. This is about death. Level up on your closing out ceremony, because if you claim Kemet, if you claim any of the advanced civilizations, they were about tapping out. They were about how you gonna close out the party, my Negroes. It's not about how you doing this shit while you're here. This is not real. This ain't nothing. It's about the closing ceremony. They showed you in modern day times for everybody that tries to say we was kings. How was we was no kings. No, they crowned that man. That was a coronation ceremony. They kept him.
That's right.
He's a saint. You could call on him like the homies call on the people who they put in work for and tatted on their necks. Nigga, that's a hood saint.
Teach.
Yo, Killer Black, ride with me on this mission, and he'll ride.
Teach.
You know what I'm talking about? So, like Mama said, get into your spirituality. It's gonna take Mama to say it, but know that there's all kind of people. We've been out here paradigm shifting from day one, waiting for this day. So we here. And we waiting for y'all. And we glad that y'all showed up. This is what I'm gonna do, because I'm not gonna make it about myself. I want everybody that's in the building, if you can, to share with the family what it is that you do. What's your superpower? Okay? I saw you at Roscoe's. I know you make a mean waffle, but that's not who you are. That's not your superpower. That's not your gifted talent. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm only doing that because I want everybody that's in here to know who they are and who's amongst you in the wealth that you got in this room, so we can never say, yo, Red, what do we do next? You look at the person next to you, you shake their hands, and you start networking. That's what you do. Start there. You dig what I'm saying? And then you look into the mirror, and the person who's looking back at you, you tell that person that's looking back at you, look, we are the answers that we've been looking for. Because you're going to create anything that you want to see in this life in your mind first and foremost. Don't nothing just fall out the sky. So I want to start with the God right here. Yeah. What is it? What's your name? State your name, kid.
How y'all doing? I'm Malik.
Yes, hey, Malik.
My superpower, you know what I do? I'm a salesman.
That's right.
But you know,
water to a well.
Yeah,
that's right.
You know, but I got my own business, shea butter business, all natural stuff. You know, I'm holistic. You know,
That's my man. That's right. Thank you, King.
That's why I like to say I'm a healer. You know, I heal people in all different forms. So that's me. And then you know, if y'all wanna follow us, it's Nature's.galore on Instagram, y'all.
That's right.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Kiana Diaz. I do a lot of different things. Today I'm a photographer. Earlier today I was an entrepreneur. I have my own athletic wear line, Kemet brand, Kimith brand, if you want to follow it. Which was inspired by my mom, who's a sudden cardiac arrest survivor. So she was actually pronounced dead for 23 minutes, and by the grace of God, she was brought back to life, and there was a 5% chance that she would come back. So my brand is a way to, I just started in July, but it's my way to raise awareness for heart disease prevention and to get people motivated to eat better and to take care of your body, because it's your temple, and we have a lot that we can do that we just haven't been able to do yet because we haven't changed the habits that have been formed from earlier before. So yeah, I'm a little nervous right now, but yeah.
I don't think the mic can stretch, but you know, for those of us, if anybody needs the mic, just please come up and we'll make sure that, yeah.
these brothers and sisters together. My name is Lenny Spiderway. Blessings to everybody. I guess you can say that I'm a healer as well. I became conscious about 9 years ago, and I felt like that I can give back on just my experiences and sharing my experiences. I felt like that people could relate to some of the things that I've been through, and I just felt like that if you can relate to things that I've been through, maybe that we can share some things to heal each other. I also sell clothes. I don't have a store, but I do get out in my community and sell at my table. I do sell like that. I get back just here on the streets where I was born and raised.
Thank you, Thank you.
Hi, my name is Destiny. I'm an entrepreneur of 3 companies. I started them at age 20 as a birthday gift to myself to begin like an empire and to give back to my community as well.
That's right.
I'm from Inglewood, I represent. So I have a custom clothing line. That's one business. The other one is selling lingerie, and the third one is hair. So I style hair, and I will be dropping bundles this year, and I'll be a hair vendor. So I was told that a millionaire has over 7 ways of income, so I'm trying to do that while I can. I'm about to be 26, so that's just basically what I do. And that's about me.
We want to give everybody a hand. Give this sister a hand, please. Last speaker, please give her a hand as well. You encourage. Yeah, the mic doesn't stretch, so if anybody wants to come up and share, I'm not gonna put anybody on the spot. But yeah, come on, God, let's go. You know what I'm saying?
How y'all doing?
Peace, Kay.
Peace. My name is Akili.
Peace, Akili.
I have my own clothing company. I was born and raised here, Los Angeles, California. I'm thirsty. I'm so thirsty for events like this. I'm so thirsty for knowledge. You know, I always listen to you, Blue and Red. I appreciate y'all for inboxing me back. That was my son here making all that noise earlier. His name is Masai. That's my young guy. I'm gonna put all my focus on him. My clothing brand is called Focus All the Time. It's called Focus All the Time, and I wanna, you know, put it into more sports and put it into more, you know, different things in the community. You know, I wanna get out here. I wanna own my own business. I'm also an artist. I do music. My music name is DC, you know, and I just want to connect with everybody in here, you know. I just want to appreciate y'all for DMing me back, because my son's unvaccinated, and it was really hard for me to make that decision. And y'all really helped me with that. And I want to be molded by all the brothers in here, for real, because you guys are the men that I want to be. And I don't have men like this in my family, so as far as awareness and conscious of what the righteous thing we're supposed to do, you know.
Hello everyone, my name is Shannon Jones. I have a business called The Joneses. Can you keep up? And I make a lot of wood jewelry, and it focuses mostly on, you know, your name, sign, your culture. You know, we all gravitate towards something. This is one of my pieces right here. You know? So everybody that I come in contact with, I let people know I customize. So y'all send me a design, I will burn it in and just make it an original, fresh piece. One of the reasons why I did is because we're all original people and we all customize, we all represent ourselves as individuals. So that's why I focus on, you know. So my Instagram is The Jones CUKU. My Facebook is The Jones Can You Keep Up. My website just came up, it's shopcuku.com. So y'all just check me out and DM me if y'all like something y'all see.
Get that man a round of applause,
Beautiful, beautiful. We have our sister from Las Vegas in the building. All right.
Hi everybody, my name is Tiffany Rose May. I'll start by saying I'm a project manager for my own business called Rose Business Services. I help businesses blossom. Alongside of that, I'm the co-founder of an organization called Mastering Mindsets. where we had the pleasure to have these gentlemen, blue and red pill, come out and speak for us. What we do is we expose youth in K through 12. We're actually expanding to consciousness, to knowledge of self, to STEM-related activities, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. We do plenty of cultural studies and entrepreneurship. With that being said, I'm also the mother of a 7-year-old son who has his own business. He does recycling. So, and then I also have a little sister who just dropped her shoe line. She doesn't know yet, but I got her logo for her birthday coming up. So, we talked about superpowers, right?
That's right.
My superpower is that I believe and I know that I'm a magnetic person. I met these gentlemen on the corner of Little 5 Points about a couple years ago, and I told them I'll see them again, and I saw them again.
Yeah.
Right.
I met that gentleman. I sat next to him at the Soul Train Award, and I just knew I would see him again.
Yeah.
And I was nervous to speak then, but when I saw him, I'm like, I sat next to you.
Yep.
So it's just like, what are the odds to come and be in the same presence as someone on this day at this time? I know that I'm super magnetic, and not only that, with my business, I help businesses blossom. I'm able to spark that gene, or help plant that seed, or nurture that seed within someone else to help them reach their and attain their goals. So that's my superpower.
Beautiful, beautiful. Come through, King. Yes. Oh yeah, you the editor, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, wait till you see the video he did on the Nip Memorial.
Appreciate the peace to the family.
Yes.
My name is Marcus Barbary. You can call me M. I do film editing, and my superpower is, I believe, it's ascension. You know, I just love just going higher and bringing what I can with me and teaching at the same time. It's a lot of things people are capable of, but because of society today, they don't give a damn. Reach where they want to. So if I lead by example, then you know people will follow. So that's me. My Instagram, on Instagram is Big M, Big M Production. So it's big _ production.
That's right.
All right.
If y'all need some video work done, hit the God up. I've been on some of y'all grams. I'm not going to talk bad about that. No, that's, but his production, his editing skills are subpar, you know, industry standards. So we got to level up. It's level up time. Like I said, there's been a shift, a paradigm shift has taken place. Your time is now. So I'm hoping that we're prepared. Is there anybody else that wants to share? Come through, brother. What's on?
Yeah.
Peace.
My name is Shahid. I go by Meanwhile. I'm a DJ and a producer, but my superpower is I'm an inventor. And right now I'm trying to facilitate some way to make public restrooms for all metropolis areas. So, you know, like every time you go down there, they want you to pay a quarter or not for employees. Yeah, that type of stuff. So I want it to be where you can go and you can pay your 25 cents, your $1 or your $5 for a different tier luxury bathroom experiences for truck drivers or people traveling and things like that. So, you know, I'm over here trying to facilitate that, finances or whatever. But if you guys know something that can maybe help me out with that, okay. All right. Yeah, we go talk.
No doubt.
All right, peace.
Oh, yes.
We got Mama here.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Speak.
I'm very, very glad to be here. My godson brought me. I'm Reverend June Juliet Gatlin, and I'm very enthused by everything that I'm hearing. One of the things that is very important is how we language ourselves. Being an etymologist, do we have any minorities in here? Are there any minorities?
I'm a double minority.
Well, thank God and hallelujah and Jesus and everybody in. Because it's very important that we as first world ascendants,
That's right.
you language yourselves. We are not descending in this time, 2020 and further, and for the children that are coming, that baby here, babies to come. We are ascendants. We are the first world. The continent is the first world where life began. So when you talk to your people, talk to anybody, including and especially white folks who believe they are first of everything. You have to allow them the privilege of knowing you know who you are and whose you be.
Come on now.
And as you are breathing, you're breathing the divine aliveness of Most High. Breathed itself into you and brought you here, created you in its majestic and magnificent and magnanimous image. And so now you're more than an image. I'm so glad you brought me here. I'm not going to be up here long, as Darren said, and as the Honorable Minister of Smart Power said, I'm getting ready to close now. However, my enthusiasm is great. My enthusiasm is high, because you babies are here. All of y'all are babies, y'all my babies. And I just want you to know that I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I am here for you. And everything you want to do, as I told him yesterday, I was telling you to pursue happiness and pursue your dreams. No, you ain't pursuing anything, you are activating. Your dream is here, then you activate it.
That's right.
You don't wait for somebody to activate it. You don't wait for anybody to tell you you can pursue your dream because it's a part of the Constitution. This is the Constitution. You are the Constitution. You, sweetie, you the Constitution. That baby is the Constitution. So I just want to tell you to language your lives. It's about your lineage now. It's about your legacy now. It's about your lineage love. Start your energy and move forward. I got over 50 years of journals. Every day. This event is in here. So that my great, 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 greats, our grands and greats, will be reading that Ima June was with these children Sunday. So, thank you for allowing me the opportunity. Never be minorities. You're all a majority of one. Another thing, do not ever be humble. We got any humble folks in here? You know, black folks always pleased to be humble. Yeah, humble is one of the worst words you could ever present for yourself. When you achieve and accomplish, be proud.
Right. That's right.
And yes, I did it. I accomplished it. It's mine. And you don't even have to thank folks for doing it and giving you an award for it.
That's right.
It's your back. Pat your own self, but don't be humble. It means to be low. It means to cede your power, C-E-D-E, over to somebody else. The master as he thought he was. Beat, burn, barbecue, just did everything they could to make sure our people never raised their heads. Don't look me in the eye, nigga. Keep your head down. Whose head is it? Keep your head up so you can see, so you know where you're going, because you know whose you are. And don't ever be sorry. Sorry is not a good word either.
That's right.
Oh, he's such a sorry man. She's such a sorry woman. Oh, don't be sorry. If you did something wrong, say, I apologize, but don't say, I'm sorry. You know, some people say, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Yeah, you are sorry. Don't ever be sorry. You're majestic, you're magnanimous, you're great, you're grand, you're phenomenal. You're just everything in the be-all and fierce and fabulous and everything else and more.
That's right.
So, word yourself, language yourself, language your children, even in the womb. There you go.
Please. All respect, there's nothing else to say. Alright? Three. That's a sister real quick.
Hi, my name is Free. I am an owner of More Rich Beauty. I actually have a little setup back here. I have a cruelty-free vegan line. Makeup. cosmetics. My superpower is, I would say I'm a master nurturer. And my brother Blue, he said that I'm a manifester. So, yeah, I speak a lot of life into everybody that knows and know me. Any of you guys need any help, just come and see me right here.
Peace. Many of you guys probably heard me on Blog Talks. Probably your first time seeing my face. I'm Brother 50, been on KTL throughout the years on the Blog Talks. I'm the only member of LA from Miracle Christian Society. We represent the Moors. We out there giving some real good information out there. 42 years old, been in the music industry since I was 14. So anybody, I heard you say, you're trying to get into the music. Nipsey was working with a group of people that is very hard to get close to. Very hard to get close to. Forget about all the conspiracies that you hear and all this other stuff. When it's down to business, they don't let certain people in their groups. He was working with some real powerful brothers. You know what I mean? I'm working on a book. I'm not going to say too much about it. It's about frequencies, behaviors, same thing I've been talking about on, the show I can call them. My power, I don't like to talk about myself. I really say what other people say, so I'll say what the brother Ampu told me when he did my natal chart. He said I have a Grand Cross of Atlantis in my natal chart. Very strong, intense energy. I know how to make you think. I know how to piss you off. And I will piss you off with the right knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Knowledge has power. The brother said, people say knowledge is power. Knowledge has power depending on how you apply it. Always listen to everything people say, whether you disagree or agree with it, because within that knowledge that you're given, you dissect it. You take bits and pieces of it. Because what you may think is bad knowledge, you could apply it later on in life when you're around something, when you hear some things. We're living this experience. We're currently in a mind manipulation through the media. You gotta not allow yourself to be manipulated. You gotta go dig for knowledge, go through the rabbit hole like the brother was saying. Tons of information out there for you. That's gonna make you powerful. That's gonna make you knowledgeable on certain things. So when you do come across people who think that they're better than you, when you drop that knowledge, they're gonna know exactly what you're talking about. And they got nothing but respect. All they can do is respect the knowledge that's coming out of your mouth. Because they know what you're talking about. They know you're not playing that game. They know you're not playing the race games. They know you know who you are. And I'll leave it at that.
How many people in here are familiar with the master teacher, Bobby Hemmett? By show of hands. Alright? Bobby talked a lot about ancestor money. Ancestor money, ancestor money. So I want to share something with the family. Okay? I brought y'all some ancestor money. Okay? Huh?
What you got here, a lot of people won't tell you this, but I know this. Oba told me this.
Yeah.
There's only one other people juju that's as comparable as ours. Our magic is the most powerful on the planet. Congo, all African voodoo and all that, but the Chinese juju is off the chain.
Upstairs.
And I'm from New York City.
Upstairs.
You ain't never seen, there's no traditions of niggas coming in the Chinese food restaurant sticking them up. Right.
At all.
Got a god in there named Kwang.
That's right.
And every time you go in there, you see them with their ancestors,
Feeding
origins,
them.
all that. The Louisiana chicken on Crenshaw and over there by the mall.
Yeah.
Go look on their wall. They're Cambodians. They use sigils from Africa, codified into their own language. Ancestor money is what you call it. It's ancestral contracts. The world functions off of reciprocity.
That's
You heard?
right.
For real. Every time you participate in anything, you're doing a commercial undertaking. You heard? This is nothing short of sorcery. Paper money is contracts of reciprocity that you put on paper as testament. that you gonna do what you gonna say you gonna do.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Hello? Jackie Chan? Chun-Li? What? What, you paid now? Oh, you want me to give him some money? Okay. I got you, my friend.
So,
China called and said to give you niggas this money phone. That's what they say. Okay. So I'm gonna give out $1 each, but this is $1 million.
I ain't lying.
And what we do is, you know, we burn it. We in California, right? Queen Khalifa. So we finna make it rain with some ancestor money on the queen. So what we do is sometimes we wait for celestial alignments like new moons and things of that nature, full moons, you know, eclipses and all of that. We write our intentions on the money and we burn it, okay? Or we put it on our altar and we think abundantly. You know that little cat that be waving to you in the Chinese restaurants like AA was talking about? That's all sorcery.
Well, why do the cat do that? Because the cat, we observe the function of animals. Cats don't drink no water that's not running.
That's right, currency.
Cats need running water.
They don't drink stale water. That's right, currency. They bringing you in, and then when you pay now, they be in bye-bye, you pay now. You know what I'm saying? Get in and get out. So I'm passing around this little money phone.
That's what life is about.
You know, this is not the iPhone X. This is like a 5. It's a little bit of money. But if we run out of it, right? No, this what we gonna do. Because I love y'all to death, but I know one of y'all is finna take 10 of these dollars and put that shit in your side pocket. Huh? Loving life.
Love your life.
Love your life.
Love to life.
Love to life. Yes.
Love your life. That's what she said.
Love to life. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna introduce the closer to this event. This is a precursor to what we're about to put together. We will be back in the summertime. We're on our 10th anniversary of a monumental lecture that shifted the complete paradigm in the hip hop community. It's when me and this man went viral and platinum along with AA Rashid. We did something 10 years ago. Our first lecture that our cousin, AA Rashid, who believes in us, and we believe in him the same, he gave us a shot and brought us up and allowed us to touch these mics, and we've been going strong ever since. So we're going to do an anniversary to that. I think it's going to be in the West Coast, Blueprint 322, okay? Point 2. That's a classic. You might be able to find that on the internet, all right? But we'll be back this summer. If you're not signed up to our social media, please sign your name on the email list. Everybody will get each and every person who spoke today's handle and their contact so we can make a link. But without any further ado, I want to introduce to you the man of the hour, Mr. Billboard himself, the motivational speaker who needs no introduction. My fam, your fam, Billionaire P.A. Let's go! Billy!
It's Billy.
How y'all feeling? Okay. Everybody put their hand on their heart for me. I want you to say, I appreciate my existence.
I appreciate my existence.
Now tell the person next to you the same thing. I appreciate your existence.
You know I do. You know I do. Y'all know I do. Y'all already know.
All right, if you with me, I need y'all to
y'all already know.
Your hands on this right here, man. I like to have a lot of fun. I'm very energetic. So to everybody in here that really believe in themselves, I want you to clap one time. Some people was off. Somebody didn't believe. What's up, Blue? For everybody that believe in themselves, clap one time. Clap 2 times if you mess with Bluefield. Clap 2 times if you like what Red was talking about. And clap 3 times if you love yourself.